Hello, I'm Kevin Haywood from KSH Safety Services. Can you guess what my middle name is? Safety is my middle name, and that's the name of my podcast.
KSH, 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 KSH. Safety is his middle name.
It's all like you.
No, it doesn't. Hello, I'm Kevin Haywood. Welcome to Safety is my middle name. Today, we're going to be talking about occupational health, and I'd like to introduce my guest. It's Jan from Cornerstone.
Hi, Kevin. It's great to be here.
Good to have you. Good to have you. Tell us a bit about yourself and how you got into occupational health.
Oh, gosh, it goes way back to when I was really young. So I was a registered general nurse originally. Married a doctor, stayed at home for 20 plus years with the kids. And then it was, I suppose, we went our separate ways, and I was wondering how to get back into the workplace. What should I do next? What was I interested in? And kind of through a friend who was also a nurse, she mentioned a friend of hers who had an occupational health company. And that's what started the whole journey into occupational health. I sort of went away and thought about it, and I thought, yeah, actually, that sort of brings things together. It's not literally clinical nursing, but it is health and wellbeing and caring for people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it appealed to me. And that was about 11 years ago now.
Wow. And
So, yeah.
So where were you based? How did the company name come about? That sort of thing?
Oh, me. So after I'd worked for the occupational health company for about 4 or 5 years, and I met an occupational health advisor there, and sort of between the two of us, we thought, why can't we do this for ourselves? You know, set up an occupational health company. So to cut a long story short, we did that with me setting the company up initially on my own. It was Christmas Eve, 2019.
Ooh, just before lockdown.
But Christmas Eve, why Christmas Eve? Why not? I thought, and it wasn't the best time to start a business, but we're still here now, aren't we?
Good.
So,
Certainly
yeah.
Certainly, I know you work with quite a few of my clients, my customers. What can you actually offer to a business?
In terms of mental health or health,
Mental health, what does an occupational health company nurse actually do?
Well, we look after the health and well-being of everybody in the business, really, including the business owner. I think people sometimes forget the business owner themselves, and they need help and they need support, and they're under a lot of stress, a lot of pressure. And I think if you can sort of look after them initially, then that just filters down to everybody else.
Yeah.
And it's like then sets the culture. I think they appreciate that. Yeah. And you've got that way in then to sort of influencing them into wanting to look after everybody from the top of the tree to the bottom of the tree. And that's what we do. We look after their health and well-being. We do sort of regular actual health screening. So for people, say, that are in an environment that's noisy, we do regular hearing tests and things like that. But we also do other things, like we were talking about before, mental health. We support people's well-being. And it's really important, I think, when you've got somebody like me that's going into the company quite a lot, to just be respectful of everybody and really, really friendly and really approachable, just so that they feel that they can become friends, and that they can, if there's anything worrying them, they can just open up about it, and then we can signpost them. That's crucial, I think, and that's what we do. We can do drug and alcohol testing and face fit testing for the face masks, but in a nutshell, that's what it is. It's the physical health, the mental health and well-being, and being that person, that first person to talk to people, really.
Yeah. What some of my clients are always complaining that they think a medical should be every 2-3 years, whatever. What is the actual frequency that you believe a medical should actually be?
Yeah, that's an interesting one, because I think if the HSE were to descend, they'd have the same opinion as us, that it should be, as a minimum, annual.
Yeah.
Because a lot can happen. Think about yourself, in 2 or 3 years, there can be quite a decline in your health, can't there? And the whole point of what we're doing is spot things really, really early, so as early as possible, to make sure that you pick up things before the health effects are, the symptoms appear. and do something about it. And also, just like, I'm thinking about people like you, Kevin. So like, if you're picking up the slightest decline in someone's hearing, and I'm saying, I've got a good relationship with the health and safety, and I'm saying, Kevin, this has happened. Do you want to check your control measures? Do you want to check that they've got the right hearing protection for them?
Yeah.
Because it varies, as you know it, doesn't it? So that's why it's really important not to leave it 2 or 3 years. To me, that's too long.
I think the important one is that they wear the hearing protection.
Yes.
They like wearing it around the neck, they like wearing it up on the head, but they do not wear it correctly. Or even the buds, they put them in correctly.
Exactly, and we back you up there, because I always, whenever we're doing a hearing test, we always sort of say, well, what hearing protection are you wearing? And if they say foam earplugs, I say, and you do know how to put them in, don't you, properly? You twist them, put them in, they expand then to fit your ear canal. Yeah. I double check, really.
Very few people do.
Yeah.
And the number of people that you see them popping out because they've just gone straight in like that.
Yeah.
And you think you're damaging your hearing long term.
Yeah.
So you do lung function tests, you do, what other things?
Hearing tests. We do skin checks. All the things we're looking at, skin, hearing, lungs, each of those has a questionnaire. So we're also looking at your whole sort of history from being a child. Did you have asthma as a child? Yeah, but that went away. I was 16, it was all gone. Yeah. But that still might make you a bit more prone to developing things. So we sort of go into all of that as well. Family history, hobbies. Because if they're having a hearing test and we're focusing on work and thinking, yeah, you've got your hearing protection at work, but when you go home, you're playing the drums in a band without hearing protection, then we need to know about that. And we need to advise you as well to sort of just thinking about them, not just at work, but at home.
I find that quite a lot. People complain to me they've got a bad back from their office chair. And then I say, well, what do you do when you go home? Oh, I sit playing on a computer game all evening. And you think, well, you're not actually moving enough and that sort of thing, you know.
Exactly, yeah. And we can always sort of include the office staff. We can't include them in the health surveillance because it's not allowed. We can't sort of handle their data for the lung function testing and things like that.
They probably don't need it if they're office staff.
They don't, and that's why. But we can sort of bring them in and talk about, okay, how's your display screen equipment? How's your desk? Are your arms at a right angle? Have you got the screen sort of equal on level with your eyes and that type of thing? So that's important as well, to include them and any sort of musculoskeletal issues that they've got. Try and advise them on how to minimise that and say, get up and walk around. Like you just said, you know, go and get up and walk up and down if you can.
Make sure the printer's not next to you. Walk away to the printer.
Choose the printer in the office next door.
Definitely.
And just have a little stroll.
Definitely.
Yeah.
One other thing that I know you do is face fit testing.
I do.
For masks. Do you want to first of all just explain briefly what a face fit test is, and then we'll mention something that happened quite funny between us a few years back.
Okay. Lots of things probably happened there. Quite funny. Okay. So the face fit testing, basically, it's a test that we carry out. We also bring into it telling people how to check their face masks so that we know they're in good condition, how to put them on correctly. So we bring that into the actual face fit test. But the point of the test is to check that mask fits their face adequately. Because if there's a little gap here around the nose or under the chin, then the mask isn't going to do its job, basically. Yeah.
Example being people with beards. Or stubble. It doesn't fit.
It's a daily problem. So part of the health surveillance, we're talking to people about looking after the lungs, and we're also sort of saying, you know, you've got a beard, you've got facial hair, you're wearing a half mask. Well, that means that it's not going to fit you properly. Yeah. I'm afraid there's only one thing to do. Clean shaven is the only way to make sure.
And that brings us on to an example with no companies being mentioned of you doing one when I was there and he walked out on you.
Yeah, because he didn't want to shave. Yeah. I know. It's like on trend at the moment, isn't it? It's a sort of thing that guys like to have a bit of a beard, and it's obviously more important to him than his job and his sort of health.
He refused to have a shave and he walked out, basically, and resigned on the spot.
Yeah. I know, it's sad, isn't it? And it makes me feel quite guilty, but we have to do things properly.
Of course you do.
And that's what it boils down to,
the HSE walk into a business and somebody's got a beard with a mask on, then they're going to say, it's pointless. Why have you got the mask on?
Yeah, straight
Straight away.
away. And they're going to say, have you had a face fit test as well,
Yeah.
aren't they? That's
Yeah.
a big thing when we do get called in, because the HSE have said you need a fit accredited face fit tester.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You are fit to fit. aren't you?
Yeah, fit to fit accredited, and
Yeah.
that's something that I did in during the height of COVID.
Yeah.
Because I just thought everybody was wearing face masks a lot, so as perhaps because we couldn't go on site and do the health screening, it'd be just something else I could do that would, be a good sort of service for health and well-being for companies, and
Yeah.
it was an extra little thing.
Just going on to mental health for a while. What sort of things do you do relating to mental health? How do you help people? Sort of.
Well, I suppose, like I said before, it's we're not mental health practitioners and we're not qualified. So, to be honest, Kevin, we try to just be open to talking, to starting that conversation, and to sort of recognising when people do have a problem. And if you can pick up on it, then we can sort of signpost them to people that are really qualified.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you try and do anything yourself, as somebody that's qualified in something else, then I think you can do more harm than good sometimes. And I think just because we've been in business for so long now, it's like over 6 years now, I've got to meet through networking with people like you.
Yeah.
I've also got to sort of network with people who are real experts in mental health in different sort of areas of business. Like I got to know a lady who was focused on construction and mental health in construction. So I just know that they're the people that should be sort of handling those situations, not us. But I think if we can just get people to talk to us, the worst people are men.
Yes.
When it comes to mental health, they literally, they just won't talk about it.
No.
So if I can just get them really, really to relax and to just tell me something, then I can help them and sort of
Why do you
suggest
think that
things.
is with men?
I don't know. Do you think we're conditioned from school
must
that
be.
boys don't cry? And
I think it's got a lot to it, and the man up thing as well, which you
Yeah.
don't hear as often these days.
Yeah.
But it's still, man
Masculine.
up, masculine. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay to cry if you're a man.
definitely.
But I mean, construction sites, it's something like three or four times more people suffer from mental health issues, and suicide rates are very high.
I know.
Among construction people as well. And a lot of construction sites, when they've had an incident where somebody's lost their life in particular, they tend to be the leaders nowadays in promoting it. But it's the small businesses that you think, I can't have a day off because I've not get paid for it and all this lot
Exactly.
and so forth, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of sort of casual labour, isn't there?
Yeah.
People sort of temporary employment. And that brings me on to another thing where with the we used to go on site doing the medicals, issuing fitness certificates for people to work on site, and part of that for a certain large construction company was drug and alcohol testing, and we just had to do it. And if we found somebody, had a non-negative result for, say, cannabis, we just had to pursue that, even though I knew they would lose their job, basically, because they were temporary.
Yeah.
Temporary. Their employment was temporary. But you just got to do it. But afterwards, you do think, is there anyone there to support them?
Yeah.
Because really, there isn't unless they are employed. Then you think about what is, and it makes you look for services, really, I
Of course
suppose.
it does.
And,
Of course it
yeah.
does. And just to say, at the end of this podcast, there will be a list of organisations that can help you. Feel free to use them. They're out there for you.
That's good. I always recommend, I think a really good one is Andy's Man Club. Yeah, that's a great favourite of mine. I always signpost people to that one as well.
Hub of Hope. Right.
Oh, right. I've not heard of that one. What's that?
Hubofhope.co.uk is a national website that if you put your postcode in, it'll give you a list of organisations within 5 to 10 miles of you that can help you.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And it's
Thanks,
absolutely
Kevin.
brilliant website, hubofhope.co.uk. It's on the titles at the end. But yeah, that's a really good one. I always point to that because it's local organisations that can help locally as well as some of the bigger ones that everybody knows about.
Yeah, I think that's really important for them to be local.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if it's not a telephone call. I mean, I know you've got the Samaritans and you can access them from wherever you are. But
Yeah, and on text,
actually-
they've got a text number as well.
yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. So that's really
And men that
important.
don't like talking in particular.
Exactly.
Go on.
They're the worst. And I think I've been told, which is a nice compliment, that I put people at ease because I've got a very relaxing voice.
You have.
Yeah. And I think, oh, that's good. That's really what I want to hear, because I just want men who I know are terrible. And I will say to them, you know, men are the worst, don't you? And we just sort of laugh. And I think it just relaxes them and sort of makes them open up a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
And I kind of tell them off in a jokey way, saying, now, I want you to talk to somebody. Come on, you know, you've got to tell somebody.
Yeah.
When you go back out there, that team of guys, they've been through the same thing.
Exactly. You know,
All of them, but a lot of them.
there's got to be somebody that you can trust, that you know, that will actually just listen. And that's probably all it needs, is somebody listening a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely.
Exactly. Someone who knows how you feel. And you think you're the only one, don't you? When it's sort of happening to you, you think, oh, everybody else is fine. I can't mention anything. It's a bit of a downer. But it's not true.
No.
Hidden behind that smile, there are lots of things, aren't there?
Yeah, definitely.
Going on.
Moving away from mental health, I know the HSE have currently got a campaign about isocyanate paints and in spray booths in mechanics and that sector as well. You get involved in that sort of things.
It's great when the HSE do have a campaign, because then we start getting loads of phone calls. And I think there are lots of car, motor bodies, places that don't have this testing in place. And what it is, it's the paint sprayers. So the paint that they're using contains 2-pack paint, and that contains isocyanates. It's carcinogenic. You don't want to be absorbing it. So we go in and do urine testing. We collect the sample of urine, and that goes off to the HSE lab, and they're looking for isocyanates in the urine, so that they're checking that nobody's absorbing it in that job. So I think it's crucial. Who would work with that and not do that? But I mean, to be fair, some of the small places, they don't even know that it's a thing that they should be doing. And I think, so far anyway, we've had a few phone calls, and the HSE seem to be quite kind in their approach and allow for that, and just say, well, just do it now, get that in place. Yeah. And so that's what we've been doing more recently.
That's it. They're running the campaign so that people do have this sort of medical and taking the samples. And organisations that don't, they're the ones they're going to target later on.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so get it done. You know, contact Cornerstone or your local occupational health.
Thanks, Kevin. Yeah. We can help you. Yeah.
Definitely.
In a nice way as well.
Yeah. Literally, you take the piss, don't you?
We do. Speaking of which, I have quite a funny story about that. So I think it's okay to say this, because it's about, I'd say 15 years ago. So it's all right, isn't it? Yeah. And it's totally anonymous. But so as part of the medicals that we do do like the dipstick sort of urine test, where you give people a stick and they go, and wee on it, bring it back to you. And I was doing those that particular day, and I gave a stick to a guy, and I told him what to do. And he took the stick off to the toilet. We used to give them, this is not what we do now, but this other company used to tell us to give them the stick in a plastic cup, you know, the kind from the vending machine, squashy plastic cups. So I put the stick in the cup, and he took it off to the toilet, and he came back to me, I kid you not, with like a cup of urine full to the brim. And he had Parkinson's disease. See the funny side of it when I told him. And then after he'd gone, I just had to sort of do a bit of a quick clean-up campaign. But from there on in, it just made me really, really careful about saying to people, please don't bring me a cup of urine back with you. Just the stick in the cup. It'll be fine.
And you learnt from that as well. So,
yeah, you
know.
do. But having a sense of humour is important. So, yeah.
It is. How do you personally look after your own mental health? Do you do...
Yeah, well, that's like people like you come in, and there's sort of different groups that I belong to. So I know you've got Melissa coming on, doing a podcast with you, talking about the Safety Social group. Yeah. That's a great thing for my mental health, because it's a group of people in occupational health and safety, and we just support and help each other. The other one, of course, is Friends, But another big one is my network group, because every week I go to Bolton Arena and meet my friends at Bolton Lions, and we're like 35 people, all different businesses, from trades to like solicitors, health and wellness. And we meet and we try and help each other in a business way. But what I really like is the fact that everybody's sort of got a business and they understand all the pressures that we're under. And they understand when you've had a bad day, you're just really busy, you don't know, you feel snowed under. And they give you support with like, oh, this client's being really difficult. And just personal support like that helps me. Yeah, from people that really understand.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the safety social, which I'm going to talk about in a future podcast with Melissa Zachary, that really helps me as well. Working on your own, you can bounce ideas off people constantly. And, if you're not quite sure on the law, somebody in that group definitely will be an expert in it. It's definitely useful. I mean, personally, for me, a lot of my mental health is... I love bird watching. I love photography of bird watching. So quite often on a Sunday or Saturday, you'll find me at Martin Mere taking pictures through the hides for half a day, and it's just that's how I just chill completely.
That's really good. That sounds really good, Kevin. Yeah, like you can really switch off.
Yeah.
And it's totally different and quiet and interesting about.
Oh yeah.
But you get loads of different types of birds.
Oh,
and
completely.
Then you get to learn.
And you see some characters in there as well. People in the hides and that as well.
I bet you do. People watching is always good.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And having that, I mean, I laugh at myself, so I'm sure I'm great for other people to watch.
Yeah.
That mad woman over there, look what she's doing.
What is the weirdest thing you've ever been called on to do from an occupation, or most unusual?
I'm discovering a hidden audio booth in a disused fire station, and had to then sort of navigate that and removals companies and where we were going to put it and measuring things. That was a funny one. It's not normally part of our job role, is to be involved in removal and setting up units and audio booths.
Fair enough. There must be some things that really repeat themselves and you think employers or employees should be doing that they're not. We've already mentioned not wearing hearing protection correctly and masks correctly. Is there anything that really, I wish people would do that they don't to help themselves?
Yeah, I think the thing that springs to mind that really gets me all the time is that, okay, the HSE have really strict, stringent guidelines on certain things, especially hearing. And what people don't realise is, you can have a hearing test and overall your hearing levels are good. And we used to call that category 1 hearing and say, your hearing level's normal for your age and your gender. But the HSE have us looking for tiny little signs of noise-related hearing loss. And if we see one, it's our responsibility to then bring them all back in 3 months and check, is it still there? Was it just something that randomly appeared that isn't there this time? Is it something that's getting worse? And if it is, we've then got to escalate to an occupational health physician. And people think we're literally just doing it for no reason, just to make money out of them. But it's crucial. Yeah. And I think we do explain, and we explain on all the reports as well, but they don't really realise why we do it. And I find that quite frustrating, that they're letting those people down. And if they only did that and brought us back, further down the line, they might have a big claim for noise-induced hearing loss that they could have avoided.
Yeah, definitely.
And that really frustrates me, and I think that's something that I wish people would understand more. The guidelines we're under.
Yeah. I was at a company, well, I wasn't at a company, but somebody posted on Facebook, and I thought I'd love to get in there, but didn't. And they'd shown where they basically had a mask on and they were completely black. Whatever had happened, dust had just blown straight into their face. They took the mask off and it was under the mask as well. And you think, oh.
Yeah, or when you see someone and they say they can smell paint with a mask on, and thinking, no, that's a red flag.
It certainly is, yeah.
You shouldn't be able
to smell anything, no.
No, that's exactly right.
It happens far too often, unfortunately.
Yeah. There's a great old video. A friend of mine who runs like a fit to fit accredited train the tester sort of training course, And it's a really old video. Back in the day, they'd have someone wear a face mask and then literally blow soot at the face and then take the mask off, and hopefully it was just put a face full of coal dust.
It's done like
it's not the healthiest way if there was a leak, is it?
No, it's not. Is it? I mean, it's done like a smell test now, isn't it? Where you wear a hood.
Yeah, it's a taste test.
Taste test,
rather than smell. Yeah, it's got a really horrible bitter taste mist that we sort of squirt around them in a hood, and they're wearing the face mask underneath that, and we're asking them to do various different activities and speak out loud, and if they can taste it at any point, then clearly there's a leak. It'll be somewhere where the mask fits the face. So that's what we do now.
What do you do with people that need a beard for religious purposes?
So that's more of a discussion, I think. That's a management, HR sort of discussion to have with that person. Because, some companies will respect that fully and say, if that's your belief.
It'd be a full hood, would it?
Yeah, it'd be hood protection, but whether the company they're expensive, as you know. That's the difference. So whether the company, do respect and value that person enough to invest in that. Personally, I would if I was a business owner, but that's the conversation that they should have. Because I suppose black and white, it would be, well, you've got to look after your own health, and this is the equipment you're provided with, therefore you should shave. But really, we've got to take into account the rest of their life, their beliefs, things like that as well. I think really important. And respect that.
From a health and safety point of view, there's one piece of legislation about wearing hard hats that Sikhs, if they've got a turban on, don't have to. So, there are ways around things just for religious purposes.
Yeah, that's really important to recognise that. We're not all the same.
No.
We don't have all the same beliefs, do we?
Definitely not.
It would be a strange world if we did.
So you do all these medicals. I suppose there's a certain type of room that you need on site to do this, because I'm sure a lot of places there's no clean rooms anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's the case, and we just have to get on with it. We look after a large number of quarries, and we do the health screening on site. We have to go to them, and it's a bit like a shipping container turned into an office. So it's not the most glamorous location to work from. But as long as it's really quiet, as long as we've got wipes and things, we can wipe the surface where we're working. As long as we've got power as well, because we've got obviously things that we need to plug in, and privacy. So we need to be able to, have a conversation where nobody else can hear what we're saying. And we also, for the lung function, we need to ventilate the room. So it's good. We need an opening window to do that. Before
I set myself up, in my own business, I worked for an organisation that every morning you'd come to your desk and there was a glass bottle of sparkling, a glass bottle of still water, and at least two pieces of fruit on everybody's desk.
Oh, that's amazing.
And I've never seen that anywhere else before.
No, I don't think I have.
No.
Well, that's a really good idea. I think you should promote that. Speak about that a bit. The word gets around.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was always the fruit I didn't like. But there we go. We used to swap over.
That's a good point. You could swap, couldn't you, if you're in a big office?
No, it's something completely different. Brilliant, that. Thank you very much for joining us, Jan.
Thanks, Kevin. Enjoy talking to you anytime.
Fantastic, that's brilliant. And one thing I will reiterate is at the end of this podcast, there will be some titles going through that include links to the likes of the Samaritans and so forth as well. Just before we go, I'd just like to mention that I offer over 130 e-learning courses. There is a specific website for that. You can link to it from my main website, kshsafetyonline.com. They're short, cheap, and accredited to different awarding bodies as well. That's it for this episode. I'll be back in a few weeks' time with another one. Thank you very much for joining us, and thanks once again, Jan. See you soon. Take care.
KSH